Good evening, everyone. So I hope your day is going well so far. And tonight we're going to be covering an introduction to business plans. And so this is going to kind of be building on some of the topics that we have been covering before. So hope you're ready. Some people might think that business plans are boring and maybe along the same lines of like doing taxes, but I hope after this class you will be excited to work on your business plan and it'll be a really fun process. Alrighty, so moving ahead, here's the agenda for tonight. So first we'll go over, I'll talk to you about your experience with business plans, then give a brief overview of business plans. We're going to do a quick little practice, and we're going to kind of case study about Walmart's business plan. I'm going to show you a couple helpful resources, and then we will finish with your assignment. Okay, so is anyone familiar with business plans here? Anyone? Okay, I see a couple hands. Okay. Does anyone want to go ahead and maybe share their experience? Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Oh, okay. So you had a family friend that was trying to start a business, and so he was showing you his business plan, and you were a potential investor. Awesome. Perfect. Alrighty, so let's remember that. We'll hang on to that. Now next, has anyone here written a business plan before? Okay, not a problem. Well, after this course, then all of you will be able to say that you have written your own business plan. So that'll be a great thing to have in your tool belt and something that'll be very valuable for you as you move forward in the business world. Okay, so who are you writing your business plan for? This is a really important piece of information and something to think through when you start doing your plan, because business plans can be written for a whole range of audiences. So first of all, are you writing it for yourself just as an exercise to sort of go through this whole process and think about, your idea and if you can make it into a real business? That's one example. As with, in the case that Mike was telling us, you might be writing it for a private investor to get some startup funding to get your business going. So that's another target audience that you could be writing for. Or if you need some funding from a bank, again, that's a different audience and might have a little bit different spin to your business plan. Could also need to do it for some sort of zoning or community council or some permitting process. All of these are different areas where a business plan might be needed, and generally they're going to be written the same, but you are going to keep in mind who your audience is, so you might change a few things about the business plan, the way you explain your business and what you're doing. So next, let's go over a quick overview of business plans. So more or less, they're going to have all the same sections, but some might have more sections, or the name of the section might be a little different. But generally, for a traditional business plan, you're going to have an executive summary. And so this you actually probably want to write last after you've kind of fleshed out everything. And you want this to be a short, brief segment that gets your reader excited and engaged and want them to know more and want them to continue reading your business plan. So the next section is going to be the company description. And so this is where you would have a section maybe about most likely about your vision and your mission statement. You also have your goals and maybe a little bit about the history of your business. So business plans, they can be written for new businesses, or you can also write one for an existing business if you're, again, going out for more funding or something like that. Next, market analysis. So this is kind of the landscape of the business, of the industry that your business is operating in. You'll talk about your target market and maybe the need for your business, what niche you would fill. Next is organization and management, and so this can be a little bit difficult, especially for a new business, to try to imagine what might be happening down the road, and you might be thinking like, oh, CEO, CFO, COO, things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be that detailed, that in-depth, but you still want to provide an overview of the structure of the business. This would have the organizational chart, the legal structure, so if it's a LLC or if you're a corporation or whatever other business structure you might be. You could also have the bio for your management and key personnel in this section as well, but that can also be added to the appendix also. Next is the service or the product line. So what exactly will you be selling, or what will your business be offering to the public? Here's where you could also talk about the competition that's out there and why your business, again, is kind of filling this niche and why it's needed. Next is marketing and sales. And so who are your customers and how and where will you sell your product to them? And here you also want to talk about the 4 Ps: pricing, promotion, products, and place. Next, again, so this may or may not be part of your business plan, a funding request. So if you are going out for funds, then this would be a critical piece. You want to spell out exactly what you need the money for, what you're going to use it for, maybe how this particular piece of funding fits into your overall funding plan, and how it'll work together to get your business going or to maybe help you do something new with your business. Then another really important piece are the financial projections. And so these, you'll want to have, some of your standard financials. If it's a new business, you'll have projected balance sheet, projected income statement, projected cash flow statement. You'll also want to have an estimate of startup costs, and then if this is an existing business, then they'll want to see any prior, tax information, maybe the last 3 years of all those financials, anything else that's really relevant to the business. And again, so the appendix is where you can add more supplemental information, maybe resumes for the key management staff, or just anything else that you didn't think quite fit somewhere in your business plan but is still relevant. So next, let's just do a quick practice and think through Walmart. So we'll go to the executive summary last, but so Walmart, their company description. Does anyone have any idea what might be in here? We talked about the vision statement and the mission statement. So Walmart's vision statement is actually to be the destination for customers to save money no matter how they want to shop. And then Walmart's mission statement is to save people money so they can live better. So the two are kind of similar but different. So and that's Walmart's philosophy. That's how they're going to run their business. That's why they're operating. So next, market analysis for Walmart. So their competition is probably Target, mom and pop stores, grocery stores. Can anybody think of anything else? Yep. Yeah, other along the same lines. Yeah, exactly. Okay, how about their organization and management? Does anyone want to take a stab at that? Yep, that's correct. Yeah, so they have a board of directors. Then they have a CEO, president, CEO, and then below that they're actually broken up by different sectors. So they have their U.S. sector, they have international, Sam's Club, e-commerce, and then below that they have their executive management and then their operations team. So next, what about service or product line? Yep, they pretty much sell everything. So home goods, grocery, electronics, clothes. Pretty much anything you can think of, Walmart sells it or tries to sell it. So how about real quick, marketing and sales? Can you give me some examples of where you see Walmart's marketing and their sales? Yep, they do TV ads, yep, print ads, Facebook page. Yep, they're pretty much everywhere. I think you might even still hear commercials in the car. So that's, I won't go into the funding requests or the financial projections or an appendix for Walmart, but those are kind of just some examples to give you an idea of the different sections and how this is going to go into your assignment, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. Oh, actually, here are some helpful resources. So the Small Business Administration, I put a link in here that I will send off to everybody, but they have information about how to write a business plan. And the Alaska Small Business Development Center, they're also very helpful right here in Anchorage about how to write a business plan. So, your assignment. So I want you to write a brief business plan on either a business you would like to start or one you have worked for. And so this is just to get you to go through the different sections like we just did briefly here and kind of think about the different areas. It doesn't have to be too detailed, but just write a little something for each section. And you can search the internet for different templates. Some businesses, like I said, might be a little different than others, so they might have different sections. Some can be really detailed and some can be just a little bit, more broad. So just go ahead, have fun, be creative, try it out. If you have any questions, my contact information is there and I have my office hours listed as well. And so this will be due on the 15th at 5 p.m. and it must be emailed to me. So if you have any questions ahead of time, just feel free to reach out and I will help you the best I can. Alrighty, thank you. We'll see you next week.